Thank you for coming here again. In this class, I'd like to introduce uh, how to set up your user-friendly course. In these classes, you can understand uh, how to constructing courses and how to make the groups and how to tracking the users' progress and how to reusing activities by backup and restore ways. Um, as I introduced in the previous classes, uh, there are so many activities and resources in the Moodle, so you can just drag and drop your files and you can assemble your coursework with some other activities like forums and assignment and quizzes, something like that. Here, uh, so there is so many ways uh, to use the Moodle tools. So usually the teachers can put up the handout like resources and scone files and also you can providing a passive forums and you can use the quizzes and assignment and use the wikis and glossaries and database tools. And also, you can facilitate discussions in the forums and asking questions and guidings, and combining activities into sequencings and where these are related activities. Introduce external activities and games, and using the survey module to study and reflect on course activities, using peer review modules like workshop and giving students more control over grading and even structuring the courses in some ways. Conducting activity researches on oneself, sharing ideas in a community of peers. This is the screen which is already I have introduced before. An activity is a generally of a group of pictures in a Moodle courses. As I told you, the activity is something that student will do that interact with other student and other or teachers. As I told you, there are 14 different types of activities in the Moodle. This is the profiles of the activities which is given by the Moodle tools. Like I said, also there are external tools to enables Moodle user to interact with other third-party solutions or third-party resources. And also Moodle includes a wide variety of ways in which both teachers and students can add videos. Um, they can use videos and audios, and images and video embeddings coming from all the websites like Flickr and YouTube, something like that. So student could add an image or some other video files to forum discussions and glossaries, some database, something like that. Conveniently assign different markers to assignments and manage grade modulation and control when marks are released to individual learners. The assignment module allows teachers to collect work from students, review it, and provide feedback, including grades. The work student submit is visible only to the teachers and not to the other student, unless a group assignment is selected. Student can submit any detailed contents, including what the process document in a spreadsheet or slideshow or image or video file, something like that. Assignment don't necessarily have to consist of files download. Alternatively, teachers can ask students to type directly into a text file in the Moodle, or they can ask the student to do both, upload the files or files and type text directly into the Moodle. Markers can choose to be notified every time a student submits an assignment, or only for later submissions. Markers can choose to give student feedback in the forms of text or unloaded files. This is a way of markings in lines easily uh, review and provide inline feedback by annotating on PDF files directly within the browsers. Whenever students submit the PDF files, the PDF annotations functionality is given by the Moodle. I think it is very convenient to give feedback to each user's submission. Workshop is a peer assessment activities with many options. Students submit their works by an online text tools and attachment. There are two grades for students, their own works and their peer assessment of other student works. Workshop is similar to the assignment module and extend its functionality in many ways. However, it is recommended that both course facilitator and course participants have at least some experience with assignment module before the workshop is used in the course, because it is very complex and it, it is very hard to operate the, the workshop. So it means that um, after they got some chances to experience the assignment before they can understand what's going on about the workshop. Uh, like her assignment, the coursework participants submit their work during the workshop activities. Every course participant submit their own works, and submissions may consist of text and attachment. Therefore, um, workshop submission versus both online text and download files. Types of assignment modules. Support for teamwork is out of scope of work module. This is coming from the grouping modules. Submission is assessed using the structures assessment from the, defined by the course facilitators, and workshop support several types of assessment programs. All of them allow multi-criteria assessment in comparison to the assignment modules, where only one grade is given to a submission. Workshop support peer assessment process. Course participant may be asked to assess selected set of their peers' submissions. The module coordinate the collections and distribution of these assessments. Course participants get actually 2 grades in a single workshop activity. Grade for their submission and a grade for assessment. Workshop activity create 2 grades item in the course gradebook, and they can be aggregated there as needed. The process of peer assessment and understanding the assessment problem can be practiced in advance on so-called example submissions. These examples are provided by facilitated together with the reference assessment. Workshop participants can access these examples and compare their assessment with their reference one. This is about batch. Uh, Moodle batch module is fully compatible with the Mozilla Open Badges. Motivate learners and rewards participations and achievement with customized badges. Badges are a very good ways of celebrating achievement and showing progress. Badges may be awarded based on the variety of chosen criteria and are fully compatible with the Mozilla Open Badges. Badges created in Moodle may be displayed on a user profile or pushed to their Open Badges backpacks, and public badges collection in their backpack will display in their Moodle profile. Select from advanced grading method to tailor the gradebook to your course and examination criteria. Rubrics are advanced grading points used for criteria-based assessment. The rubric consists of a set of criteria. For each criterion, several descriptive levels are provided. A numeric grade is assigned to each of these levels. The raw rubric score is calculated as a sum of all criteria grades. The final grade is created by comparing the actual score with the worst best possible score that could be received. This is about group. I think the group is a very important things to understand for controlling the coursework. A teacher can organize users into groups within a course or within particular activities. So, why use groups? You're a teacher in a courses uh, where you have several classes and you want to filter your activities and gradebooks. So you only see one class at a time. You are a teacher sharing a courses with one teachers and you want to filter your activities and gradebook. So you don't see uh, the student from your colleague classes. You want to allocate a particular activities or resources to just one class or set of users. You don't want to other to see it as these groupings. So this is the very helpful to separate your activities and the resources to groups or set of users. Using, for example, using groups with discussion forums allow teacher to restrict interaction between students. Separate groups means only students in the same groups can see and participate in discussions with a particular forum. Visible groups allow students to see other groups' discussion, but only participate in their own group's discussion. This is the very general ways to use the groups. Okay, this is the about tracking progress for each users. Uh, Actually, in the Moodles, there is several ways to track each user's activities. And first one is about the conditional activities. Conditional activities enable teachers to restrict the availability of any activities or even a course sections according to a certain condition such as date and grade obtained or activity completions. When it is enabled by the administrator on restrict uh, access setting appears in the settings of activities or resources, and also when editing a course essay. Students are required to undertake 4 tasks in a precise order according to their scores in a quiz. The first task, a Moodle lesson, is either a lower or more advanced level. They must view pages explaining the courses, post an introductory messages and important, and take a quiz. Move on to a lesson tailored to their performance in the quiz. So this is about the activity completions. Uh, com Activity completion allows the teachers to set completion criteria in a specific activity settings. A check uh, completion manual appears against in the activities when the student meets the criterion. Criteria might be viewing, receiving a certain score, or a student marking it as a complete. If, if completion tracking has been enabled, the teacher will see the activity completion groups in their course settings. However, it is impossible to track activity completion without using the course completion features. It is also possible to use these features with the condition activity features. This is about the course completion. Uh, Course completion shows if a course has been completed. It can show the progress of student is making towards finishing the course according to the specific criteria. The criteria can include meeting an activity grade level or manual checking complete by either student and or teachers. The report can also show if the student has completed another courses that is marked as a completion dependent course. Course completion does not have a restrict access function. It's best thought of as a report. Okay, from now I'd like to talk about how to reusing the activities after you complete your coursework. There are several ways to reuse the course or part of a course. Most of them involves similar to a backup and restore process. First one is uh, activity backups and activity resource, import course data, and, and reset courses. And this is about the activity backup. It is possible to make a copy or backup of individual um, activities in a Moodle course, and then reuse these activities in different Moodle site or in a different course on the same Moodle. To make a backup of activities, ensure you are logged in with the editing right as a teacher, for example, and click on the activities you wish to back up. The setting blocks to the side will have a link backup as with the assignment in the following screenshot. This is about the activity restore. It is possible to bring in or restore into a new Moodle activities that have been copied or backup in a different Moodle. To restore on activities you have backup from another Moodle, so ensure you have your backup files available, and ensure you are logging in with the editing right as a teacher, yeah, for example. And click the restore link in the course address block so you can start your restorations. This is about import course data. Course activities and the resources may be imported from any other courses that teachers has reading permissions in. This will allow teachers to reuse instead of recreating one or more activities or resources. Import course data is similar to a backup and restore process and does not include any user data. Okay, so I'd like to finish this classes because, and anyways, it is it was a little bit longer than any other class because it has a lot of information to to utilize the coursework inside. Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope to see you soon. Thank you.